Good evening to all of you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good evening to all of you. I am Kumar, Executive Dean and NEET National Coordinator for Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions. So, on behalf of Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions, I welcome you one and all for this interactive session of how to crack NEET 2024. Now, see, as you are going to write NEET after 60 days, so you need to know what best you can do in the coming 60 days. So, before that, I would like to congratulate all of you for choosing the most admirable profession in the world, that is medical profession, as your career. And you are just 60 days away from the date on that you are going to take the NEET exam. With that, you will be entering into the medical college to pursue MBBS and further. Now you are with Sri Chaitanya, and in the year 2023, Sri Chaitanya got All India first rank in G Mains and first rank in JEE Advanced and also first rank in the NEET. With that spirit, we would like to increase our results enormously in the upcoming years. So, in that context, we are organizing the program session today, that is how to crack NEET 2024. So, before cracking any exam, you need to know that what is the competition in that exam. That means how many seats are there and how many students are appearing for the test, and what is the toughness and what is the advantage and disadvantage of all that exams, and what are the cutoff marks in the previous years. So, without knowing all these things, you can't prepare yourself and you can't crack the exam and you can't get into a college which you are targeting. Now, see, competition at all India level and state level, and what is the minimum requirement, that means the last year cutoff mark, and what is the winning formula, and what is the preparation strategy, and what is the need of the hour, and then how to balance emotional and psychological feelings, because these are the things which are very, very important during these days, because you are taking an exam on 5th May 2024, which is the second highest exam in the world, which will be attended by the maximum number of students at one go, that is nearly 21 lakhs of students. There is one more exam in the China, that is Gao, which will be attended by nearly 10 millions of students. It is the test which will be conducted by the Chinese government to entry into colleges by the school students. So, this NEET is the second exam in which the highest number of students are participating at one go. So, as the competition is very high, you need to be careful what need to be done during these days. Now, first let us see competition at all India level. Now, the total number of medical colleges in India is 706, and the total number of MBBS seats are 1,06,333 for a population of 140 crores. Means 1,06,000 students every year will be completing their MBBS and will be getting into their MBBS. And the total number of MBBS seats in the government college is 54,278. And in the private medical college it is 50,000. And the total number of MBBS seats available in category A, means which we call as a free seats. Then total number of students appeared in the NEET 2023 are 20,24,000 students. So, this 20 lakhs students are competing for 1,06,000 seats. and that is 2023. In the 2024, we are expecting at least 21.5 lakhs of students may be taking the exam on the 5th May. Now, competition to get into the government medical college is 1:38. Children, see this. That means out of 38 students who are competing or who are taking the test on the 5th May, only one will be getting into the government medical colleges. As per the statistics, that is 1:38. And competition to get into a medical college, that means either private or the government or anything, it is 1:26. So this is the competition which you need to face on the 5th May 2024. Then generally some students and parents will be asking us, that is why the students need to work to this extent. See, why we need to work means, see, you just see, in order to get into the government medical college, the ratio will be 1:38. So in order to keep yourself one among the 38 students, one among the 38 students at the highest place, then definitely you need to overcome the remaining 37 students in that exam which you are going to write on the 5th May 2024. So once you need to overpower 37 students, naturally you need to do the work. Had it been 1:1 or 1:2, there is no need for you to work to this extent. As it is 1:38, you need to work to this extent for just 60 days, remember. Now, let us see the state level competition, and here we will be discussing in the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Now in the Telangana, total number of medical colleges are 56 and the number of MBBS seats are 8,515. See, children, remember these numbers are just approximately. There are few, some numbers maybe this side or that side, but the tentative numbers. And the number of MBBS seats in the government medical college is 3,915. And in the private medical colleges 4,600. And in the A category, that means the free seats that are available to the students of Telangana are 5,900. And the last year, 70,000 students attended NEET from Telangana state. Now, if you see the competition in the government medical college, it is 1:18. Children, remember, Telangana is the state where the competition is least among all other states of the country. Just now only we have seen it is 1:38, but it is 1:18. Means out of 18 students, one student will be getting into medical college, government medical college. Into any medical college, it is 1:12. So that means if 100 students are competing, from that 100, 8 students will be getting into the medical college. This is the competition status in Telangana state. Is it clear, children? See, children, as just 60 days time is there, and you might have learned all the things by this time. But these are the days you need to recapitulate and you need to recollect all the things. That means so many things in the coming 60 days. So that is the reason you need to keep your eye on the competition also. So in the Telangana government medical colleges 1:18, and in the any medical college it is 1:12. Now let us see ఇది ఎక్కడ పోయింది, ఇంకో స్లైడ్ మిస్ అయింది ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, now in the AP also almost all the competition is a little bit less than in the Telangana. That means in the government medical college it is a 1:26. In the Telangana it is a 1:18. In the AP it is a 1:26, and in the case of any medical college, that means in the A category seats of government as well as private medical colleges, it is 1:18. But whereas in the Telangana it is a 1:16. Now, in the AP, nearly 60,000 students have participated in the year 2023. So, this time we are expecting around 70,000 students. Now, that is about the competition at all India level and also at the state level. Now, then what is the cutoff mark? See children, here I can classify you into two types. One, that means generally students who are competing the NEET can be classified into two types. One is the students who are in the safe zone and the students who are closer to the safe zone. And the students who are in the safe zone means they might be getting enough marks as of now to get into the medical college. And here one student will aim for AIIMS Delhi and another student will aim for JIPMER and one student will aim for Gandhi Medical College and one student will aim for Andhra Medical College. Like this several targets will be kept by the students. Now for every student, maybe the student who is in the safe zone and maybe the student who is not in the safe zone, for every student the next 60 days are very, very important children. And the students who are already in the safe zone need to improve their medical college and the students who are not in the safe zone try to get into the safe zone. That means safe zone means that they must get marks more than the cutoff in the exams ongoing. Now, AIIMS New Delhi, this is the one medical college in the country, not only in the country, even in the abroad, wherein every medical aspirant want to do MBBS from that medical college. And the number of seats in that medical college are 125 plus 7. 125 plus 7. That is 7 are for the students from non-India, that means NRIs. This 125 are for Indian nationals. Then, so this 125 students are, the 125 seats are there, but 21 lakhs of students will try to get into that medical college. So every medical aspirant will dream to do MBBS in that medical college. Now let us see the cutoff in that. Cutoff in that is 710 in the general category. Means the students who got, some of the students who got 710 also did not entered into AIIMS Delhi in the year 2023. Because there are more students with the same mark, that is 710. So in general 710 is the cutoff. If you take the AIIMS Bhubaneswar, it is 692. So these are the cutoffs in the final round in the year 2023, that means the mop-up round. And in general, for any AIIMS, the cutoff mark is 651 for general category, 645 for EWS and 646 for OBC, 565 for SC and 519 for ST. Similarly, you just go through the cutoff marks that are given here, because reading all these marks requires a lot of time. Now, after the AIIMS Delhi, the next best medical college is JIPMER Pondicherry. So, wherein the cutoff is 705. That is all the students who got marks 705 and above got into this JIPMER Medical College in the year 2023. If the stand of the question paper is the same, then the cutoff marks more or less will remain the same. So, this is about the cutoff marks in the AIIMS and JIPMER. Now children, these are the cutoff marks in AP as well as Telangana. Now let us see the Osmania University region, that means Telangana. Now the cutoff mark for government medical college for general category student is 459. And the medical college, private medical college, it is 452. Now children, here you just see the one statistics. See, 1:38 is the competition at a national level to get into the medical college. So probably you might felt that 1:38 is a quite a big number. Then how can I compete and how can I win? Now you just see. Out of 20.24 lakhs of students, out of 20 lakhs of students who attended NEET in the year 2023, only 1,60,000 students, just 1,60,000 students got marks above 452. That means 452 on 720 means it is just some 60 to 63%. That means out of 20 lakhs, 1.6 lakhs of students only got more than 452 marks. That means there are so many students are taking the exam, but in them the real competition not with the total number of students but with 30 to 35% of the total number of students, because any medical aspirant who studied 2 years seriously should get at least 350-400 marks with minimal effort. So the number of students who got above 452 means just 63-64% marks in the final NEET examination are just 1,60,000 only. 1,60,000 out of 20.24 lakhs. So children, there is no need for you to worry much by looking at that big number. Clear? Now, if you take Andhra University, the cutoff in the government medical college is 570 and the cutoff in the private medical college is 551. See children, you just see the cutoff in the Telangana is 452 and the cutoff in the AP, that means the AU is 551. Means nearly 100 marks difference is there. Then in the case of SVU, cutoff is 542. So in our previous video, I have explained you all these cutoffs, and these cutoffs also you can see in the latter stage. So depending upon your category, you just see your cutoff marks. But one advice, say children, whatever be the category you belongs, maybe OBC, maybe BCA, BCB, BCC, whatever it may be, you need to compete in general category only. Why you need to compete in the general category only means because it is an exam will be conducted once in a year. For one reason or other reason, if you get a little bit less marks in the final exam, then to conquer that test, you need to wait for one more year, which is very difficult. So that is the reason always you need to target for bit more. Suppose in the Telangana, cutoff mark is 452. As the cutoff mark is 452, you need to target at least 490 marks. At least 490 marks. If you target for 490 marks for one reason or other reason, because of the tensions or anything in the examination hall, even if you get a 10 or 20 marks less, still you will be in the safe zone. If ever you target for 452 only, let us assume, suppose if you get 2 or 3 marks less, then you will be out of the race. So that is the reason, irrespective of your category, you need to compete for general category, and also what cutoff mark is there for the last year, to that you need to add 30 or 40 as a minimum score. So that marks you need to target. Is it clear, children? Now these are the cutoffs. You just please glance through these cutoffs once. Now, see, as this exam is a very important for your career, now we need to see the stand of the questions in the previous final years of examinations. See, generally most of the students and the parents think that I need to get 600 marks to get into the medical college. Just now I have shown you the cutoffs. It is not 600, it is just 452 marks in the Telangana state to get into the medical college. And it is the 530, 540 marks in the Andhra Pradesh to get into the medical college. So it is not 600. Clear? Yes. Now let us see the stand of the questions. Now you just see, nearly 95% of the questions, means 95 out of 100 in biology are well within the range of even an average student, and 5% questions are moderate. That means 100 questions will be given in the biology and you need to attempt 90 questions. And from that 100, 95 are well within the range of an average student. So, in our opinion, an average student is a student who is very sincere and who studied this NCERT books several times very seriously. So, even for that student, out of 195 questions are in his range only. Only 5 are a bit beyond. But that student, you need to attempt how many questions? Only 90 questions. 90 questions you need to attempt and 100 questions will be given, and from that 100, 95 are in your range. And it is the statistics not in the year 2023, even in the 2022, 2021, it is the same. And the same opinion was expressed by so many students after the exam is done. But in the exam, they might felt a bit different way for several reasons. We will see all that reasons in the latter stage of this session. Now, now let us see the physics. Now, it is the exam, it is the subject which many students will feel very tough, very tough. And it is not only tough to you, it is the tough to everyone. It is the most applicative subject. But though the physics is tough, NEET physics paper is not tough, that you need to remember. Because if the physics is tough, if the NEET is not that tough, then why to worry? If the NEET is tough, you need to worry. But the NEET physics is not tough. You just see the statistics. Out of 50 questions, 38 questions in the physics are well within the range. And 7 to 8 questions are moderate. Just 4 to 5 questions are tough. Then naturally you will be getting the doubt. Why this many questions are easy, but why I am getting less marks? Then if ever you have any doubt, NEET 2023 paper is with you. NEET 2022 paper is also with you. Then download that NEET 2023 paper or take the NEET 2023 paper which we have supplied to you and just see the physics paper. Then you will be knowing. Is it clear or not? Because I am not asking you to believe it blindly. You just cross check it. You just cross check it. Then you yourself will feel that this many questions are easy. Then the next thing is, then we need to think. That means then you need to think, that is why I am getting less marks. Let us see. Now, in the chemistry, out of 50, 40 questions are well within your range. 40 questions. See, children, remember, in the year 2019, 2020, that papers are little bit difficult. But in the 2021, 22, 23, papers are not difficult. Papers are not difficult. The preparation standards of the students are increased. And the question paper standards are decreased a little bit. Decreased a little bit. So, that is the reason this number of questions are felt by the students easy, moderate and tough. And then here also there is no need for just to believe us. You just cross check from the NEET 2023, 2022, 2021. There are so many questions in all these 4 subjects which you don't expect that these questions will come in the final exam. There are not 1, 2, 3. There are some 70, 80 questions are there, just throwaway questions. You can answer all those questions without any difficulty. But still, just 8% of the students, 8% of the students are only getting the marks above 450 in the final NEET exam. So, let us see the reasons. Now, out of 200 questions, 170 are well within the range of the students. 170. So, if you can add all these things, you will be getting that number. So, there are several reasons why the students are not answering, though many are easy. Now, let us see that. Now, let us see the tentative scoring pattern. See, let us assume that a student is aiming to get into AIMS Delhi. So, how many marks the students need to score? More than 710. More than 710. So, suppose if it is a more than 710, then what are the marks subject wise the student need to get? Then you take for example Telangana state cutoff. It is a 452 marks. Then in order to get 452 marks, how many marks I need to get in the botany, how many I should get in the zoology, how many I should get in the physics, how many I should get in the chemistry. If you know these statistics, then you will be knowing that in which subject you are getting less marks in the current exams, so that you will be getting a chance to improve the marks in that subject in the upcoming exams. Now, see children, see, in order to get above 700 marks, normally in the year 2023, there are 330 students. There are 330 students who got marks 700 and above. 330 students in the year 2023. Now, to get above 700 marks, one must get full marks in the botany and zoology, and one must get more than or equal to 175 marks in the physics and chemistry. Then children, remember, in the ranges of above 685, above 700, all the subjects are one and all same. It may be a botany, it may be a physics, or it may be a chemistry. All subjects are one and all same. So there is a reason like that. Then suppose in order to get more than 650, then in the botany 170, zoology 170. Then contribution from the biology is 53%. Then in the physics, the student need to get around 150. Then chemistry 160. Is it clear? So these are the tentative marks ranges of the students who need to score for a total score of more than 650. Suppose sometimes what will happen is a student may be weak in chemistry but strong in physics. So in such case, you just interchange, because your rank depends upon the total marks, not on the subject wise marks. There is no subject wise cutoff marks in the NEET. Clear? Then now, in order to get 550 marks, one must get 160 or equal or above in botany, and also the same marks in the zoology. That means contribution from the biology should be for 58%, and the contribution from the physics and chemistry will be 42%. Now children, remember, biology is a subject which you can conquer with minimal effort. That is the reason here I am showing you contribution. Though you can conquer the biology with minimal effort, its contribution in getting into the medical college is very high. That is 58% contribution biology and 42% contribution is physics and chemistry. That means though you are little bit weak in physics as well as chemistry, still you can get into the good medical college in the AP or Telangana. Is that clear, children? Now let us see the 450, because 452 is the cutoff mark in the Telangana state. Then student must get 150 marks in the botany, 150 marks in the zoology. That means out of 450, 300 marks one can get in the botany and zoology. 300 marks. 300 out of 450, that means it is a 2/3, that is 66%. So in the Telangana state, for a student to get into the medical college, if the student is good in the biology, then if the student can score more than 300 marks in the biology, that means nearly 16% contribution will be only from the biology, and the left remaining 30% contribution is from physics and chemistry. Suppose if you are strong in biology, wherein you can get 320, 330 marks, then in the physics and chemistry, even if you get 20 or 30 less marks, still you will be in the safe zone. So children, see, these are the tentatives. So all these marks need not be compliance with each and every student. So depending upon your standard, depending upon your strength, so you need to change a little bit, but finally you must get this total marks. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now you have seen the competition, and you have seen cutoff marks, and you have seen the probable marks ranges which the students need to get certain total mark. Then we have to see the preparation strategy. Now you just see the biology, you know it pretty well. It is a marks wise 50% contribution, but MBBS seat getting wise more than 60% contribution. So this is the greatness of the biology. Now, if ever we ask any student, how are you doing biology? The student say that I am doing great. Okay, fine, you are doing great. Then how many marks you are getting in the biology? Sir, I am getting 270 marks in the biology. 260 marks I am getting in the biology. Around that marks I am getting. Then I am getting around some 100 marks in the physics and 100 marks in the chemistry. So 200 in the physics and chemistry, whereas 260, 270 in the botany and zoology. So I am getting less marks in the physics and chemistry. Now children, you just see the statistics where you are getting less. You are getting less marks in the biology, not in the physics and chemistry. So it is not our imagination. It is not our feeling. It must be based on statistics. It must be based on the statistics. If it is in accordance with the statistics, then it is right. Otherwise, it is not right. So the example which I have quoted, wherein the student is weak in the biology. I don't say the student is weak in the biology. The student is putting little bit less efforts towards the biology. That is the reason student is getting less marks in the biology. So the students who commands biology in answering the questions, they will be the winners. And biology not only help the student to score much marks with less effort, but it will also facilitate scoring in physics and chemistry. How? That means if you are accurate in the biology, so you can get maximum possible marks in the biology by consuming less time in 3 hours 20 minutes. So you will be getting plenty of time for physics and chemistry. Not only plenty of time, in the first 100 questions, if you attempt 80-85 questions with damn sure of answers, then your confidence level will be very high. So with that high level of competition, with a high level of confidence, if you attempt physics and chemistry questions, then definitely you will be answering majority of the questions. So biology directly and also indirectly help the students. But children, remember, it is easy, but many students think that I can concentrate more on the biology in the flag end stage. No, you can't. You can't. If you get a better marks in the biology now, then definitely you will be getting better marks in the coming exams. If you don't get better marks in the biology now, if you want to focus on the biology when the exams are very close, you are not a normal guy. Because as the exams are very close, you will be in highly excited state. So in that excited state, you can't do that biology, so much of biology at the faster rate. So that is the reason it is the high time for you to focus much on biology. Now, scoring in biology depends on what factors it depends. You just see. Recollecting answer at the very faster rate. Recollecting answer at the very faster rate. Children, remember, see, there will be a question in which 4-5 statements will be given and you need to identify the correct statements. So for that you need to read all the statements, and for that you need to consume some time. But how much time is available to you? Less than 1 minute. So you need to read questions very fast, you need to read, you need to understand the key points in the questions very fast, and you need to recollect the answer very fast. So, recollecting the answer very fast. Then accuracy in choosing the correct option. See, this is the point where the students, I think all of you might have felt in one exam or another exam. That means in the exam, you might thought that I made correct. But after the exam is done, once a key sheet is given, so once you check the key sheet with your markings, then you will find that I made the mistake. What kind of mistake you made? That is, in the question, identify the incorrect answer, incorrect statement. You thought that it is a correct statement. So you have marked. As per your thought process, it is right. But what is asked in the question? It is an incorrect. So as the question is incorrect, you have answered the correct statement, then it will go mismatch. So this is one example here I have quoted. Now reading the questions properly. So the same example which I have quoted just now. Then to recollect answer very fast and to have the great accuracy, then what need to be done? Then what need to be done is, this is the very simple thing which you need to do is read NCERT books line to line by mentioning some note points. By mentioning some note point means, now you read one statement. In that one statement there will be some critical word. So as there is a critical word, then you need to make some point, some extra meaning for that critical word there itself. With that, what will happen is, at the time of reading the second time, third time, fourth time, you can do it very fast. So read the NCERT books line to line by mentioning note points. Then reading NCERT books several times. Focus on critical points. Now this is the very important point, children. See, most of the students will get a feeling that I have not revised. So as I have not revised, I don't feel confident. When I don't feel confident, and then how can I target based marks? But children, remember, you read this NCERT books several times by this time. I am damn sure you might read the entire NCERT books 7 or 8 times by this time, starting from when you are in the first year. Even at this time, without any further without any information, if we conduct a grand test, that means in the total syllabus, definitely you will be getting good marks. So you have not revised, then how come you got the good marks? That is, you learn all these things not in one day, with so many days of effort. So where it will go? It won't go anywhere. It will be in your brain only. The only thing is you need to tap your brain that I know all these things. So that tapping you require little bit of time. That time is available for any student for any exam. Now, see, take for example a chapter like Animal Kingdom. So in the Animal Kingdom, by this time you read several times. Then if you want to revise the Animal Kingdom again, you must complete it in just 1 hour. How? Not by reading the first word to last word of Animal Kingdom. No need. It's a mere waste. Because in that Animal Kingdom, you know 98% of it. Only 2% you don't know. So then what you need to do is, you need to concentrate only on the critical points, critical subtopics of the chapter. Not every word, not every statement. If you try to do every word and every statement, then you can't even complete 50% of that Animal Kingdom. Then what is the use? No use. So that is the reason, if ever you want to revise, you just focus on the critical and most volatile points. Most volatile means there are certain points which students can forget easily. So only on that points you need to focus. Then you will get a feeling that I have revised. So once you get a feeling that I have revised, then your confidence level will be very high. So naturally you will be doing quite best in the exam. If you see the reverse, that I did not revise it. So as I did not revise it, I don't get better marks. With this mindset, if you take the exam, how can you get better marks? No. So children, remember, and the methodology which I said was followed by the students who got the top marks and the student who got the safe marks in the previous several years. Now, frequent revision of total biology with focus on the critical points. Children, remember, here everywhere I mentioned the critical points. So, identifying the critical points in every page of the biology is very important, and your eyes must look for the critical points, critical statements whenever you open the NCERT book, whenever you open that particular page. And now you are going to write tests in the total syllabus, the part test, grand test, and all these things. And for all these tests, either the total first year syllabus will be conducted, or the total second year syllabus, or 25% of the total syllabus, like this. So you need to revise the total biology. So that is the reason the frequent revision of total biology with focus on the critical points is the need of the hour. Now, one who commands biology will definitely an advantage side in chasing the target. Because children, remember, biology, if you can focus on the biology, focus means you need not focus wholly on the biology alone. Means how much time you need to focus, that time. And that time must be made use properly by revising the points that are needed and the statements that are needed, not every word, not every statement. If you do like that, you feel confident. Once you feel confident, then definitely you will be answering almost all the questions in the biology most accurately in less time. Then naturally you feel more confident. So with that confidence, if you attempt physics and chemistry, then with the same speed, with the same accuracy, you are proceeding. You will proceed. Instead, if you don't do the biology, if ever you have some doubts in majority of the questions, then how can you answer questions in the physics and chemistry? Is it correct, children? So, children, focus much on the biology depending upon your level, so that it will act just like a catalyst for getting the best marks in physics and chemistry. Now, because of the subject, no student will get less marks in the biology. Because of the attitude, because of their thought process, they will get less marks in the biology. So children, adopt correct procedure and a correct preparation strategy to get the best possible marks in the biology. Then only you will be the winner, right? And one more important thing is, if ever you can eliminate at least one option, one of the four options given, even though you are not damn sure of the remaining three options, then you can go for the guessing, because here it is +4, -1 marks. Happily you can go for the guessing, so don't leave. And one more important point, children, sometimes a question may be ambiguous. So generally some students will think that as the question is ambiguous, they will give add score. So they may or may not give add score. If ever they give add score, then even for the attempted question also they will give. So that is the reason, attempt all the questions. At least if you can eliminate one of the four options. Clear, children? Yes. So I hope you understood how to get the best marks in the biology and how you can prepare biology. Next, now let us see the physics. See, marks wise 25% contribution, but MBBS seat getting wise less than 18% contribution. So children, remember, physics is tough, not only to you, it is to all. In the objective examinations, common toughness has no significance at all. There is no worry for you if you feel physics is tough just to get into the medical college. But to get into the best medical college, you need to have the command in the physics. But just to get into a medical college, even though you don't have much command in the physics, still you can get into the medical college. Clear? Because contribution is just less than 18%. And already I told you that out of the 50 questions, around 35 questions are well within the range of an average student. Then though there are 40 questions well within the range of the student, then why the students are not getting the marks in the physics? That is lack of confidence and lack of proper approach in the exam. The same student who got less marks in the physics, once the exam is done, and after the exam is done, if the same student will go through the question paper, the same student feels that there are so many easier questions. Then the same paper was attempted by the student. Then why the student did not felt that many easier questions in the exam? Just because of lack of confidence, nothing else. 1 second, children. So, children, it is the methodology which the student is adopting. So, out of the 35-40 questions which are easy, you attempt those questions. And in every physics paper, there will be some 3 or 4 tough questions. Don't even look towards the tougher questions in the initial stages of the exam. You can do those tougher questions at the end, not at the beginning. If you can attempt those tougher questions at the beginning, it is nothing but a brain drain and much time will be consumed. And you may or you may not get the correct answer. So, instead of attempting all the questions beyond your level in the initial stages, attempt them in the final stages. Then, now you see, most of the students will have enough academic knowledge, even in the physics, remember, even in the physics. But the marks which they get are less than the knowledge which they have, because of not using their knowledge in a proper way, because of the misconception that physics is very tough. I can't get marks in the physics. Instead, I can also conquer the physics. I can also get marks in the physics. How do you get this confidence? You will get this confidence only if you practice questions. Only if you spend enough time in reading and practicing the physics. Then only you will get. Just like that, you don't get the confidence. Now, practice more number of numerical every day. That means now 60 days time is there. Every day, if you can attempt, if you can practice around 50 questions in the physics, let us assume 60 days, 50. How much? It is 3000 questions. Every question is based on some subtopic. So 3000 questions means if you can add all the subtopics in the physics, it won't cross even 1000. But you are practicing 3000 questions just by practicing 50 only questions per day, remember. Just 50 questions. Now it is not the first day. These 50 questions per day you need to solve after completion of nearly 1 year, some 7 months, or 1 year, some 8 months. So in this process, definitely you have acquired the knowledge. So only thing is you might not be using that knowledge to get answer in the 3 hours, 20 minutes of exam. Now you just use. If you think positively, initially you may answer 30 questions, you may answer 20 questions, and if with the same attitude, if you go further, you can increase the number of questions which you are making right. Gradually you can increase. So finally you can answer all the 45-50 questions, 45 questions which you need to attempt in the NEET. Who knows? Then focus much on reading questions and understand what is given and what is asked. Now children, remember, out of the 50 questions, around 25 questions are based on the concept which any student knows. Any student knows. Mostly some parameters will be given and one parameter they will be asking. If you can understand what is given and what is asked, then many students will be knowing the formula. Remember, they know the formula. Then using the formula for in a correct way for solving the numerical is very, very important, and that needs a practice. And during the practice, just don't concentrate on answer only. You just concentrate on how you arrived to that answer. That means the procedure for solving the question. So if you know the procedure, then you can answer any type of question which is asked on that concept. Instead, if you know just how to get the answer, then your knowledge will be limited only to that question. The same question may not come in the exam. Similar questions will come. Is it clear, children? Now, focus on calculation and also on the units conversion. See, these are the simple things which make many students to get less marks. And most of the students know what mistakes they are committing. But very few students are rectifying their mistakes in every exam. Very few students are rectifying. So, if you can rectify, if you can focus on rectification of the mistakes which you have committed so far in the exams, and that is the thing which you must do in the coming days, then only you can improve the marks and you will be into high confidence levels. Then, practice questions in the time bound manner. Now, here you see, many students will be practicing questions in the study hours or at your homes. Then when you are practicing, when you are getting answers in the practice sessions, why are you not getting the answer in the exam? Ever you thought that when I am answering all the questions in the practice sessions or in the college, then why I am not doing the same thing in the exam? That is lack of time. That means practicing the questions generally will be done very, very slowly, leisurely, because there is no time limit. Whereas in the exam, it is a time limit. So if you have not adjusted yourself, or if you have not made up your mind in solving the questions in a limited time, then how can you do that thing in the exam? That is the reason during the practice sessions also, it must be a time bound. Time bound means you just think that in the next 30 minutes, I must answer 20 questions. I must practice 20 questions. So you need to do. So in the very first instance, you may not practice 20 questions, you may practice only 10 questions. Fine, because this is a practice session. In the next time, when you are practicing the same physics, instead of 10, you may do 12 questions. You may do 13 questions. You may do 15 questions. So a session, that means a time should come where you can answer all the questions which you kept in that limited time. So if you can practice like this, then what will happen in the exam, you don't feel it as a different. Because practicing is a time bound practice and exam is a time bound exam. So both sessions, both things must be the same. Then only you can conquer. If the practice session with a different attitude, with a different mindset, exam is with a different mindset, how can these two will match? No. So from here onwards, do practice in the time bound manner. Then everyday practice at least 40 to 50 questions till NEET 2024. Children, remember, think positively. Think positively. 60 days time is there. 60 days time is there. Then in the next 60 days, if every day, if you can use to increase your marks just by 5 marks, then you can increase your marks by 300 to the marks which you are getting as of now. Very much possible. Very much possible. It is not an impossible. Because we have seen so many instances in which students improved drastically by changing their mindset, by changing their adaptive psychology or adaptive methodology to that NEET exam. Now, develop acquaintance with numerical solving, which in turn increases the confidence. That means if you practice 50 questions in the physics per day, means 50 subtopics or 50 formulas, and every formula is based on a concept. So, do you think that 50 questions per day is a less? No, it is not a less. You can answer that 50 questions in 2 hours, let us assume. Okay, fine. Read the concept, and after reading the concept, then attempt 50 questions. That's it. So, if you can do this every day with 100% accuracy, then a day will come where you will get 180 out of 180 marks the physics. It won't be a distant dream, remember. It just demands a lot of practice, because the questions which you will get even in the physics are not an unknown questions. They will be a known questions. The only thing is, which is tapped in your brain at the underneath of your brain, you need to take that outside. That demands some kind of practice, some kind of exercise. Then only it will happen. Now, one who attempts a physics paper confidently is the winner. Yes, definitely. Because attempting the physics paper confidently, you will be reaching to that confidence level only when you do enough practice. If you do enough practice, then why don't you get marks in the physics? Definitely you will get. And once you conquer the physics, then it is nothing but you are conquering the NEET 2024. Is it clear, children? Now come to the chemistry. Now, chemistry is just sandwiched between the biology and physics. Now, you just see. It is easier than the physics, but tougher than the biology. Chemistry is easier than the physics, tougher than the biology. That means it is in between that physics as well as biology. Now, nowadays, in the recent past, students are getting less marks in the biology. Means they are finding difficult in scoring in chemistry. Not because of the toughness. It is because of the voluminous of the subject. It has an extensive volume. So, remembering all those in the chemistry is becoming difficult. But children, you are more fortunate. That is, the syllabus is updated. Nearly 10 chapters are totally deleted, and nearly in 6 groups they reduced the syllabus. Then what more you want? Now it is not voluminous. Now once it is not voluminous, then quite comfortably you can score even in the chemistry on par with biology. Now your process, that means your efforts, whatever the efforts you need to put, unlike the previous years. Now, even if you put little bit less efforts, you can get the same advantage. So, now it is not voluminous. And already you know that it is not tough. Then what else? It is slightly above the biology and far below the physics. Okay. Now children, remember, the most important thing is nearly 10 chapters they have removed. From these deleted chapters, nearly 10 to 11 questions we used to get in the previous years. So, from which chapters these 10 to 11 questions will be asked in the NEET exam in the upcoming years? That is, we are thinking that nearly 18 to 20 questions may come from organic chemistry. And the same thing is proved in the recently conducted JEE mains exams in the first session. In some of the papers, they have asked nearly 16-15 questions out of 30. So, here we are expecting around 18 to 20 questions may come from the organic chemistry. Now, children, remember, again, many students feel that organic chemistry is tough. But organic chemistry is easier than your plant physiology or human physiology, if it is practiced in a proper way. So practicing proper way is very much required to get marks in the organic chemistry. Again, organic chemistry can be compared with biology in the exam. How? Students can answer a question from the organic chemistry in less time and more accurately. Because the possibility of a question making incorrect is less, almost negligible, if the student has a command over the organic chemistry. Now, in the organic chemistry, if you take electron migration effects and reaction mechanism, these two are very difficult topics. But from these two, in the recent past, they are asking either one question or 0 questions. Even if they ask one question, that question might be easy. That electron migration effect concept is difficult, but from the difficult concept you may get easy questions. Suppose even if the question is tough, let us assume, then leave that question. Why to compromise in answering the 16, 17 questions just because of one tougher question which you may not answer? So children, it is our mindset which needs a change, The chemistry cannot change its organic chemistry. It will remain as it is. The only thing is you need to change your mindset. You need to change your approach towards chemistry or in fact organic chemistry. And one more important thing is 18 to 20 questions will be given from the organic chemistry. That means nearly 40%, nearly 35 to 40%. And you can revise the entire organic chemistry in the very less time, provided again if you have the proper approach. So this is the importance of organic chemistry. Children, whatever be your opinion on the organic chemistry till now, so from here onwards, just feel that I can conquer organic chemistry. How I am conquering the human physiology and plant physiology. With that mindset, you just practice. Even if you practice organic chemistry starting from today, though you didn't study organic chemistry much, so even though you have studied organic chemistry much, you did not answer the question from the organic chemistry perfectly. Even if you start with a fresh mindset now, then the next 60 days are more than sufficient for you to answer all the questions which you will get in the NEET 2024. All the questions are right. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now, this organic chemistry must be treated like the mathematics because there are equations. If you just read the equations, how you feel the confident? You don't feel the confident. You just write the equation. So writing is very much needed in the organic chemistry to become perfect. That is, you just take for example, if equation is given, for glancing through the equation you need hardly 25 seconds. But while writing equation you may require 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. So this 2 minutes is the gestation time for you to assimilate. So if you take that much of time in assimilating that equation, then that will be with you. Instead, if you spend just 25 seconds, if you can just read the question in your mind, it cannot register in your mind. If it cannot register in your mind, then what is the use? Absolutely no use at all. So use enough time, practice with enough time, with enough accuracy in understanding the concept thoroughly. And practice organic revising organic chemistry in the form of interconversions. See, the entire organic chemistry reactions and that means preparative methods and properties can be incorporated in 4 or 5 interconversions. Like A giving rise to B, B giving rise to C on reaction with D, and that C giving rise to D, and the reaction that C and D is called so and so reaction. So like this, if you can write, make these interconversions on a full page, and every day just glance through the page for about 5 minutes. So if you can glance through the page for 5 minutes, you can recollect, you can revise nearly 30-40 equations at one go, just in 5 minutes. Every day if you are glancing through that interconversion sheet, so in the next 60 days, even if you can see that interconversion charts for every day, that is more than sufficient for you to answer all the questions right in the organic chemistry. Is it clear, children? Then, now in the case of physical chemistry, now children remember, sometimes some medical students may feel that solving the numerical is a little bit tough. But in the recent past, they are asking less number of numericals in the chemistry, unlike the previous years. Even though they are asking the numericals, they are asking the numericals at the with the basic level of information. So understanding the concept is very much needed. Hardly there will be few questions, some 1 or 2 questions which is extremely difficult. So at this juncture, don't concentrate on that difficult one question at this juncture. First concentrate on the remaining questions. Is it clear, children? Then read inorganic chemistry chapters by drawing similarities in providing in properties among the different groups. Now children remember, see previously 3rd A to 7th A group and 0 group, there are 6 chapters. And there are so many reactions in those 6 chapters. But fortunately, they have deleted all the content related to compounds of that elements of the groups. So now you have general properties and the trends in the groups and periods and anomalous behavior. So you make out a chart wherein the properties, suppose if you take for example atomic size, generally atomic size will increase from top to bottom in any group. So in all the groups atomic size increases, but there may be an abnormality in a particular group. You just focus on that abnormality. If you can focus on that abnormality, then atomic size property will be completed. Similarly, there is another property like electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, there are several properties. So you just go by the general trend and make a note of abnormality in some properties in some groups. Just focus on only these abnormalities. If you can do like this, all the 6 groups, that means 3rd A to 7th A group and 0 group can be completed in just 2 to 3 hours. Just 2 to 3 hours. Previously, many students used a lot of time to understand, to remember that equations. So 2024 is not like it changed the scenario totally. So it simplified your process in the chemistry like anything. So children, so follow these strategies to get the marks. Then questions from the general chemistry like atomic structure and chemical bonding, periodic table like this. So most of the students are damn sure in the concepts of these chapters because you are listening these chapters right from the 8th class or 9th class. So these chapters are no way difficult for you for scoring the marks. Then, so this is about the preparation strategy in for biology, physics and chemistry. Children remember one thing. See, the generalized strategy I have given to you. But all the students need not be on the same platform. You are in the different platforms. One student is aiming to get into the AIMS Delhi and another student is aiming to get into just a medical college. So here I explain the strategies to all the students. So you need to understand which strategy is good for you and follow this. In that case, you will be the winner. Is it clear, children? Now, one more important thing is, by this time, all of you might read the total syllabus, might practice thousands of questions. Now, it is the time for you to identify your mistakes that is happening in the 3 hours 20 minutes of exam. Like not keeping your focus on the questions for 3 hours 20 minutes and not reading the questions properly and not underlying the keywords in a question. So these are the mistakes you might be committing. And generally most of the students will think that these are the simple mistakes. Children, these are not the simple mistakes, because of the simple mistakes so many students lost chance to get into either the best medical college or into the medical college. There is nothing like simple. Everything, even if you don't read the question properly, even if you read incorrect as a correct, then it is not a simple thing. It is, you must treat it as a grave mistake, a big mistake. If you can treat it as a big mistake, then only you will remember that mistake and you will overcome that mistake in the upcoming exam. If ever you treat these as a silly mistakes, simple mistakes, you will never ever rectify these mistakes in the upcoming examinations, which will become a roadblock for you for your journey. Is it clear, children? Now, every day all 4 subjects must be studied. Now children, remember here there are some students who think that I must read the total botany in a day. This day must be used only for the botany, and tomorrow I must read only physics. All this is not good. Not good. Every student, every day must study all the 4 subjects. It may vary that you can change the time. You can allot a bit more time to one subject, less time to another subject, but every day 4 subjects one must read compulsorily. Now, during these days, concept recollection need to be done by practicing questions. This is the very, very important. See, once the exams comes closer, everybody will feel bit nervous, will feel anxious, will be little bit stressful. And during those days, if your approach is correct, you can decrease all these things in the coming days. If your approach is wrong, all those bad things get accumulated, which is wrong. So what you have to do is, you should practice as many questions as possible during these days. You are practicing a question means you are also reading the concept related to that question. If you practice the question, then what will happen is, while practicing the question, you are using the concept which you understood in that subject to get the answer. If you just read, you are not using your knowledge in answering the question. If you practice the questions, then it will be two-way useful. One is recollecting the concept, second is using the concept to get the answer. So always do this thing. Now practice at least 200 questions. At least 200 questions per day. Children, remember 200 questions means 3 hours 20 minutes in the exam. 200 questions you are doing. Then in a day, at least 10 to 12 hours, if you can focus on practicing and learning in the next 60 days, then definitely you will be the winner at a highest level. So 200 questions means it is 12,000 questions. 12,000 questions. So 12,000 questions means in the entire NEET syllabus, you don't find that number of concept. So the same concept you will be using several times in this next 60 days. What more you want? So children, without keeping any doubts in your mind, you just follow these preparation strategies. Now attend all internal exams compulsorily. Means the exams which are being conducted by us must be attended by each and every student, because see children, remember, the fate of the student or the dream of the student will be realized in 3 hours 20 minutes. So but that 3 hours 20 minutes you are practicing for 2 years. 2 years. But your fate depends upon that 3 hours 20 minutes only. So how your mind works in that exam is very, very important then, in addition to knowing the concept. And in order to know how your mind works in the exam and what best methodology you need to follow to get maximum possible marks in the exam, you need to attempt so many exams. So many exams. And I prefer you to take exam every day, one exam every day, maybe for 1 hour or maybe for half an hour, maybe for 2 hours. This is the best strategy. And the most important thing is every exam, though it is an assignment, though it is an internal daily test, though it is a weekend test, though it is a module test, it must be taken as if it is a final exam. And you must treat that exam as an exam which will decide your goal. Then only you will be using your full energy in these exams. If you are habituated to use your full energy in these exams, then you can use still more energy in the final exam. If ever you treat these exams as just internal exam and these exams have no significance, if you think like that, then how can you use your energy? Then you may be thinking that I will treat final exam in a different way. How can you treat just one exam in a different way when you have not treated so many internal exams in that way? So children, don't do like that. Treat every exam either as a weekend or module or a part test or grand test as a final exam. This mindset will help you in relieving your tension, stress, strain in the final exam. So you must attend all exams compulsorily and you must practice, you must read all the 4 subjects every day. Then after every exam, analyze the reasons for committing mistakes. This is the very, very important at this stage, because whatever you need to learn, you have learned. So the mistakes which you are committing in the exams need to be overcome in the coming days. Now the time management. Children, this is the very, very important thing. Sometimes instead of holding, if you leave the questions, you will get more marks. You will get more marks. So which questions to be left in the initial stages? The questions which are tough. If ever you are attempting the tougher questions in the initial stages, those questions will consume lot of time, will consume lot of energy. So when much time and much energy is lost, so you will be left with less energy and less time for answering so many questions. So that is the reason you must leave tougher questions in the initial stages. You don't leave them permanently. Leave them in the initial stages and attempt them in the final stages. If you can do like that, all the questions which are in your range can be attempted correctly. And the order of attempting questions in the exam must be biology, chemistry and physics. You must follow this order only. See, so many students will commit experiments. Don't commit an experiment. This is the order which is followed by the almost all successful students. So you must also follow the same thing. Is it clear? Now how to balance tension, accountability and emotional quotient in the exam. This is the very, very important. That is, once you get into the final exam, you treat that this is the time. If I make use properly, I will be realizing my dream of getting into the medical college, which I dreamt for so long. And your parents' expectations on you, your teachers' expectations on you, your friends and relatives' expectations on you, all these you will recollect only at that time. But children, once you undergo all these preparation strategies which we have discussed right now, then though you might be little bit nervous, though you might have a little bit of tension, but once you see the question paper, all the tension, all the nervous will vaporize like anything. You will be free from all that things. Once you are free from all that things, definitely you will be doing well. So to get success in the NEET 2024, you just follow all these preparation strategies and listen to your teachers perfectly, and what they say you just follow and practice at least 200 questions every day from today onwards, and follow this stress management techniques. This will help you finally. And finally, This is the things you just see that you can avoid. Stress can be avoided by answering all known questions. So that is the reason typical questions, tougher questions must be avoided in the initial stages. So children, if you can follow all these things, you will be the winner in the NEET 2024, and you will be getting into a medical college which you dreamt so long. And we are damn sure that at Sri Chaitanya, we follow the exact methodology which is useful to each and every student to realize their dreams. So, on behalf of Sri Chaitanya, I wish you all the very, very best in the NEET 2024. Thank you, children.